Today I'm explaining the launch that will allow the fastest dock start progression if you can find a good dock. Il y a une version française de cette vidéo. Le lien est disponible en description. Third thing, you will run on a dock that will sometimes be slippery. You will fall multiple times, sometimes on your foil, sometimes on your board. Protect yourself. Helmet, thick full wetsuit, impact vest and boots. They won't prevent heavy bruise and cut, but they'll reduce their numbers and seriousness. Let's go. Here's the launch that will allow the fastest progression if you find a suitable dock. Hold the board by its extremities, front end close to the rail on your side, back end close to the rail on the far side. Foil as high as possible, keeping the front wing fully immersed and under the dock if possible. Before your first step, move the board backward, then forward, so that the foil starts to sustain the board. Following this movement, start to run. If you have enough length, start with a slow first step, then accelerate progressively. During the first step, move your hands on the board's deck. You don't hold it anymore. Your palms are flat on top of the board. For the 2-3 first attempts, if your dock is long enough, a good exercise can be to do only 2-3 steps just to feel the foil. Then stop without stepping on the board. As you accelerate, you should feel the foil. You really should feel the foil pushing in your hands, and you will counter it by pushing back, transferring some of your weight from your legs to the foil. Your shoulders must move over the board. You're already driving the foil with your hands. If you don't feel the foil pushing, this can be that you push only with your front hand. Driving the foil means also pushing with the back hand to control the pitch. So push with both hands. It can also mean that your hands are too forward on the board. Don't hesitate to try and move them backward, especially the back hand at first. At the end of the run, the foil is already lifting significantly. You really lean on the board, but balance is no issue thanks to the foil support. You don't want to let the foil come up. You may even want to drive it a little lower. You don't want to climb on the board. You want it at about 1 stair high over the dock. Getting on the board is not a jump. You do it smoothly in the same flow as the run. You just step on the board, back foot first. As you step onto the board, it's important that you keep pushing with your front hand. As your back foot lands on the deck, you can remove your back hand as long as your front hand continues pushing. If your back arm gets in the way of your back leg, you can either remove your back hand just before, or you can move your back hand a little bit forward while running, then just put your back foot on the board with your knee just behind your back arm. Just after the back foot, the front foot comes on the board beside your front hand. You don't stand up immediately. Your front hand continues pushing on the nose of the board. You stay very low on your knees until you get your balance right. With a big enough foil, all this speed you built gives you time to stand up slowly and only start pumping once you're stable on the board. You're in no rush. If, as you set your front foot on the board, it dives brutally, it can be that you don't push enough with your back leg. But it's often that you are just too far forward, especially your front foot. This is easily corrected by moving your front end a little bit backward during the run. This launch allows a fast progression because you keep permanent control of the board and it gives a nice initial speed. There are still two difficulties. The first one is to find the appropriate dock. You want it low, if possible barely above the surface, ideally floating so you can slip the front wing under it. Long enough to run 3 to 5 steps. The perfect dock has no obstacle in the runway and allows to continue forward with nothing in the way after the launch. If it allows to start from an extremity, even better, because you immediately get a safe distance from the dock. It also enables a straighter launch, which is much easier to stabilize. Now, you do with what you have, but it's worth looking for a rowing club in the area. They often have perfect docks for us. And if you make contact, they sometimes will know about other suitable locations. If the dock is really low on the water, a short mast of about 65 to 70 centimeters is easier. But if your dock is higher, let's say 30 to 40 centimeters, then a longer mast of 85-90 centimeters will help. If you only have higher dock than that, running will be hard, and it may be better for you to look at Ivan's tutorial for his inverted start. I'll put you the link in the description. The second difficulty is to convince your brain that it's possible to lean on the board as you run and avoid removing your hands to just jump on the board. Doing so is about the worst thing to do because the foil will pop up brutally and next time you won't dare to run as fast. This will totally ruin the benefits of the running start and make the low dock even harder than the high dock. To get over it, here's a small exercise that you can repeat as long as you have this urge to jump. So, you'll run, step onto the board, focused fully on your decision to keep your front end on the board at all times and until you fall into the water. You will just try to glide as far as possible while staying curled up into a ball and concentrating on keeping your front end pushing. You don't try to stand up or pump, just glide keeping the position. For some it's hard and it can take some time to manage the first success, but generally the first one unlocks the others. There is another exercise that I've seen suggested and then that some riders say it helped them. So I just mention it to you. This is the Superman launch. You start perpendicular to the dock, then jump with your belly on the board. It's supposed to help you overcome your fear and give you the first feelings of driving the foil. I don't give it to my trainees because it scares the shit out of me. That will be all for today. Don't hesitate to give me your remarks in comments, and I'm also really interested in your feedback about your progression. Thanks for listening, and I wish you a fast progression.